As the third playable healer in the game, Luocha fills in a very important role on many teams. Survivability is very important in games, and especially on Honkai Star Rail, since you have to take damage no matter what. There's no dodging or guarding, so if it's the opponent's turn, you will take damage. It is very obvious that shielder and healer characters are very necessary. Maybe in the future you will become so strong that you don't need them because the enemy doesn't get a turn or something, but currently, aside from damage, survivability is one of the greatest walls players face. As Honkai Star Rail is pretty much still in its infancy stage, the character pool is very limited. Aside from Luocha, we only have 2 healers. First is Natasha, who is free, so that's nice. And the second is Bailu, who is a 5-star standard character. The only guaranteed way to get Bailu is to do 300 standard pulls, which unless you spend all your stellar jades, will take a very long time. For people who are not lucky to get Bailu, myself included, survivability becomes a tricky challenge to overcome. Since the Memory of Chaos requires 2 teams, if you only have Natasha, you are very limited in your options. Personally, I don't have Bailu, so the way I do it is my second team has March 7th plus Fire main character. I found it necessary to run them both to sustain the damage I receive, which in part makes me dish out less damage overall. Sometimes even that is not enough. So there's a big demand for a healer or survivability unit in general at the current stage of the game. Maybe if you have Japard, this is lesser of a problem, but that's the same with Bailu. Not guaranteed. This is one of the main reasons that makes pulling per Luocha such a good value. As it stands, Luocha will fill in a hole in many accounts and provide that survivability and utility. This alone makes pulling per Luocha so good. As long as you have the summons needed or PT built up, you can get that missing piece of survivability you need. But the crazy thing is, looking at it, objectively, Luocha is also way better than Natasha and Bailu. Not to mention, he is an imaginary character that is also very limited with only wealth and Yukong, which comes with this banner but will become free next patch. So not only that he will be the third healer and third imaginary character which is in great demand, will also be the best healer in the game by far. He power creeps the other healers in the game by providing the needed healing, but in addition, he also has a cleanse like Natasha on his skill which Bailu doesn't have. Not only that, his kit has so much more that it's not even fair to compare him with other healers. It's a wipe in almost every category. The one thing he doesn't have is a revive, but in trade, he has more things going for him. So Luocha is an imaginary abundance character who has strong and unique mechanics in his kit. His skill can restore a large amount of HP, which is attack scaling, unlike Natasha and Bailu which are HP scalers. This skill can also cleanse an ally. In addition, this skill will be automatically activated when an ally's HP drops to 50% or less, which is super good and very great in clutch situations when one of your allies receive a lot of damage. This is a very reliable part of his kit that can be triggered every few turns. After using a skill or his ultimate, he builds up stacks of Abyss Flowers. When the Abyss Flower reaches 2 stacks, Luocha will consume all of the Abyss Flowers to set up a field. When an ally attacks an opponent on the field, the attacking ally will heal a set amount of HP. This is also very strong and will provide more sustain and survivability you require for the team. The heals you receive will also scale from Luocha's attack, and since all of his heal scales with attack, he will be built with attack stats. As a result, you can potentially dish out more damage compared to other healers we have in the game currently. But this also means that he will be a little more fragile since he doesn't have and will not be built with as much HP as Bailu or Natasha. And lastly, his ultimate is an AoE attack that removes one buff from the enemy, which is very useful in a lot of scenarios. This also deals a decent amount of imaginary damage to them. Overall, Luocha's kit is really strong and provides a lot of utility for the team. He will do his job and do it amazingly at that. If you like his design and gameplay and are in need of a healer, it's easy to recommend him to almost everyone that wants him. But having said that, I don't think every player should pull for him, especially if you have limited resources. For players who want other characters like maybe Kafka, Push1, or Blade, you can still make do without Luocha. Personally, I plan to skip his banner in order to guarantee Kafka next patch. They will inevitably continue to grow their abundance and preservation character pool in the future, so you shouldn't feel pressured to go for Luocha if you don't find him interesting. He will certainly be a great asset in the Memory of Chaos to maybe push another floor or two or secure more stars. But if that's your only motivation, ask yourself, will the cost of pulling be worth the return? Depending on luck, it will take around 75 pulls, 180 in the worst case scenario. Of course, it's not always about what you can get, and most of the time, it's better to see what you want. You should pull for characters you like, and at the end of the day, do things that will make you happier and enjoy the game better. As highlighted by his kit, I think no one will be disappointed to get Luocha since he is very strong. I also wish I could have him. But as things stand, I will have to skip because I like other characters better. And that's fine, I think. For now, I will make do with what I have for survivability. I will continue using March and Fire main character while praying to get a Bailu or Gepard on the standard banner for that upgrade in utility or healing. Maybe Fushuan will fill that missing piece or another abundance character on the future when things are more convenient, hopefully. Luocha is a very good character that provides a lot of comfort and utility. He is very flexible and can be used in almost every single team, since survivability and healing is a key part of Honkai Star Rail. If you plan to get Luocha, I wish you all good luck and hopefully you get him. You can rest assured that he will be useful for a very long time. He has so many things going for him. His kit is so powerful and definitely a cut above other survivability characters we have. If you are a Blade main in the making, if you can afford Luocha, they are an amazing pair. Of course, other characters can make do. His banner is also decent, but in my opinion, if you are just pulling for 4 stars, I don't think it's worth it, since we will get a free Yukong next patch either way. In some ways, it is just unfair how needed and how strong Luocha is. His banner is so hard to skip, but then again, he is not a must-have in every account in my opinion. It is up to you to decide what you value more. Choose the option that will make the game better and make you enjoy the game better. And with that, I wish you all good luck. I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you for watching, and until next time.
어떤 걸리시노 어떤 걸리시노 어떤 걸리시노 어떤 걸리시노